What's up, y'all? Be a man, and even modern women will submit. And I know that's going to get y'all attention and everything. But that's what got to happen. Because you know what? I'm going to be real, man. I'm seeing too much bitching about modern women this, modern women that. And, of course, many men want that traditional women, right? Want traditional women. It's early in the morning, y'all. Say that wrong. But many men want traditional women. Okay. What are you doing to make them want to be traditional? Guys complain about these women out here getting money and overlooking them and behaving independent, not being as cooperative. Be a man they're going to cooperate with. Shit, because the reality is there's men out there that even, like, these modern women, they can even be feminists. Purr like kittens for. I lost count of how many so-called independent, strong women I've met in life. Once they get with that guy who's like, ain't playing that shit, oh, they change. I never forget this one woman. I mean, I was on a panel with her, and she was always challenging. But I remember last time I was on this panel with her, this is over 10 years ago. This is a relationship panel. I noticed she had a ring on. I said, "Yo, you married?" She was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Shoot." When her husband tell her to zip it, she zips it. She actually liked that. Because here's the issue. A lot of these women, they're going to be modern women. Not enough men are standing up. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the men. Because if you got a man who stands up, that woman has no choice to she either cooperates or she keeps it moving. But a true dominant man ain't going to put up with some woman who's going to be uncooperative. Understand that. So logically, if you're a dominant man, you ain't going to have any problems. A dominant man is always going to have options with women. Because women, I don't care who they are, they want to submit, even if for a little bit, to a man, because that's feminine energy. They don't want to be as active. A lot of these women who doing what they doing it for survival. They doing it for survival because we in a time when we get a bunch of men who don't even want to work. And I remember I talked about that on my money channel, which I'm going to get more into that in a second, but I talked about that on my money channel. I'm getting these challenges from guys. Well, these jobs ain't paying. They ain't doing all this. Get another job, motherfucker. Or get 2 or 3 jobs. Shit. I'm going to tell you what. When I was still married, my wife was a part of this group. It was called Mocha Moms. They're a group of primarily black women who were stay-at-home moms. And in that particular chapter, especially, you had all these women. I mean, it was a big chapter too. Real big chapter. Over 100 women and stuff. All of them were stay-at-home moms. And even the ones who might have worked, they would only do so part-time. Their main thing was taking care of the kids. They were being traditional. Now, the men weren't rich. By any standard, the men weren't rich. Shoot. They weren't rich at all. But, wait, should I go this way? I got this little glare. Hold on. Yeah, the men, shoot, they weren't rich at all. Shoot, yeah, some guys had to work part-time jobs and stuff. But they did what they had to do. They weren't sitting around talking about, oh, well, these modern women and stuff. They knew they had to run some shit. No excuses. No motherfucking excuses. But one problem I'm seeing now is too many men making excuses. Or, these women this or that. Like, a big issue is a lot of dudes think a woman's going to automatically submit. Like, they just supposed to automatically just because you're biological male. Nah, if a woman going to submit, that means you as a man got responsibility. You got to run shit. They want to, if a woman, many women will willingly submit to a man who running shit. Some women, even some of the ones who want to act all tough and independent, they'll say they want a man who will put them in check. I want y'all to think about the women saying that. But they doing a lot of stuff just off of survival, and a lot of men dropping out. Oh, the women didn't think I was cute. The women didn't think I was this or that. No, man, first of all, as a man, you want to be dominant in your own world. You ain't even about the woman. You want to create your own world. So, and then a woman got to earn her way into your world. You got to do it for yourself. You ain't creating your own world for someone else. You creating it for yourself. You want to dominate your boundary. This is what I talk about on Saturdays. I'm giving you a little bit of Sovereign Saturday, like right now on Tuesday. You got to have a level of sovereignty. You got to dominate your own world. You shoot. If you got to work extra jobs to do what you got to do, shit. I remember during the 90s, shoot, I had a government job. That was more than enough to pay. But you know what? I ain't have any kids, so I worked part-time. Shoot, that's how I know so much about body game and how women respond, because I was working at a gym. And then still had a business. That's when I started my publishing business. So I had, check it out, had a government job, leave that during the day, evening working at a gym, and then weekends working on my business, doing my publishing, working on vending and shit. You know why? Because I wanted to control my life. And see, women respond to that. Now somebody might say, well, it's the money. No, it wasn't the money. It's the character traits that a man will have in dominating his own life. It's the character traits. Women want that hunter. They turned on by it. They want that man who's carrying himself in such a way they can feel secure. They want that warrior. They want that man who want to go make shit happen. He's going to handle his business. I said that in Nice Guys and Players. They don't want some man who's going to be bitching. I said that over 20 years ago before all this talk. Because my book, Nice Guys and Players, came out in 2000 and everything still applied. Only thing I had to change in updating it was instead of saying a beeper, I had to say text. That's it. You know, that's the only thing I had to change, because it's still the same fucking principles. Women want a man. But see, I would tell you what, on these YouTube streets, I really have a problem. Well, it's on these YouTube streets, and then what I'm seeing overall. On these YouTube streets, a lot of guys bitching like the women doing this, the women doing that, right? And, okay, what they got to do with you? If they women going to be in your presence, this is how they going to behave. You got to have that attitude. You're dominant. And if a woman ain't like showing cooperation to you, or she ain't showing interest, you know what you do? You move the fuck on. Because you got your own shit. What you need her for? You know? What the fuck you need her for? She need to fit into your world. Now I know some people will say, oh, Rom, nah, that's being toxic masculinity or whatnot. No, I ain't enforcing anything. I'm saying, telling men to stand up for themselves, take care of themselves. Shit. Do for self. Like, one thing that kind of like irks me is when I see like some dude riding in the passenger seat with a woman or walking behind a woman. I'm like, what the fuck? You ain't she running shit? And then wonder why that same woman would cheat with some dominant dude who'd be like, bitch, come here. Come on now. Because that's a major problem. And see, that's even a problem like not just on social media, major media, you know? And just out here in general. And got some guys scared to say hi to a woman. I'm like, shit. She can't say nothing you say hi. And yeah, you get these situations where, you know, like at a gym and stuff. Like at a gym, you got these gyms of women trying to say, oh, he's looking, he's doing this. Look her dead in the eye and say, look, I'm just glancing. The fuck you gonna do about it? You know? Shit. A lot of men need to just start checking some women. But see, a lot of guys ain't. They so scared. And then a big problem, and I've talked about this before, yeah, you got these women standing up, having that masculine energy and shit, but then so many men got that like yin energy, that feminine energy. And this don't mean they homosexual or anything. They just not assertive. They not dominant. They not trying to forge their empire. What do I talk about on my Sovereign Saturday videos all the time? Not just every now and then, but all the time. Having your own space, controlling that. Having your boundary, setting that boundary in stone. If you out here working, like you got a lot of guys saying, oh, you need money to get women. No, you need money to feed yourself. Shit. You need money, shoot. I live the lifestyle I live because of money. I don't work for anybody. You know, that's why I really, I show some respect for, like, dudes who got jobs and shit. I do. I show some respect. But even in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I said every man should have his own business because he can control something. Every man needs to say he got control over something. Trust me, it's a big difference. Because as someone who's worked 1,000 jobs, and let me be clear, none of them were ever meant to be permanent. Even when I was working in the government, that was never meant to be permanent. Even for what I went to graduate level school for, that was never meant to be permanent. Everything was towards like having what I have now, total control. Because it's a big difference in a man working for someone else when you got to check in. You got to submit unless you even a CEO got to submit to somebody because the CEO, board of directors. So, they got to submit to the board of directors. So as long as you work for somebody, there's only so far you can go. But reason why y'all can get several versions of Rom. One, Professor Rom in front of my bookcase, especially on my Deep Thought channel. Businessman Rom, when I'm doing my money management video, Money Matters videos in my office. Or Car Rom like you get now who curse like a sailor. Because I got the freedom to do so. That's what it means to be a man. I control my shit. I'm not worried about, nobody can hit me. No one can hit my money. Even YouTube. Because you know what? I remember a few years ago when they had that ad apocalypse and they were cutting money and there was some other stuff where, some women were trying to get a bunch of black Manosphere channels deleted. They were going after them. And I actually did a video and I said, I ain't worried about it. But I always said if there was ever an issue, like say there's an issue with YouTube, I got my other shit already set up. And people know they sub me on Rom TV, they sub me on Vimeo, on Patreon. This ain't even my best money maker. This is my play money right here. But that's all about that sovereignty. That's all about being in that position to do what I want. And because of that freedom, my voice is free. So it's a big difference. My whole point is it's a big difference when you control your own shit. That's why I say every man, just to get that feeling. Because like I said, I was working in the government, but I was also doing some vending. And I noticed it was a big difference. And I have to go into some office and I had a lot of autonomy. I had a whole lot of autonomy, but you still, if somebody called or some director or even like the attorney general of a division, I worked at Justice, you still had to answer. Shoot, when you on your own or something, you do stuff, you make up your own rules. But you know what? That creates responsibility too. That creates responsibility. You're not putting shit on somebody else. When you're in your own shit, you responsible for making money. Like I'm responsible for putting these videos out. If I stop putting out videos, YouTube ain't gonna say anything. None of my channels gonna say anything. As long as I keep them paid. As long as I keep the platforms paid that I gotta pay for, they don't really give a fuck. But then if I don't make money, that's on me. So I take responsibility for my life. Now the whole point of that, bringing it back around to the modern women, we need more men out here who gonna have that feeling. And part of it is not blaming women for the issue. They ain't not obligated to like you. You ain't obligated to like every woman, are you? Because you get some guys out here, and you know how I flow on these, so we're gonna keep going. You got guys out here mad because certain women don't like them. Okay. You don't like certain women. You don't like certain women. Fair exchange is no robbery. But the only thing you got 100% control over is yourself. You know, and how you living. What you doing. Let me get from behind this truck. This is a mail truck, but this shit, back of it look like he's gonna come open at any time. I don't think that lock is on there good. But anyway, you gotta have that attitude. And see, women respond to that. See, women by nature, they want to follow. Even the independent ones, they want to follow, but they gotta trust you to do it. Let's use that word submission. Submission. A man has a responsibility if a woman submits to him. Because one, she's a part of his mission, but she's following his leadership. So when shit happens, he gotta keep her straight. And she got any issues, he gotta deal with it. You know? Some shit come up. I mean, you know, he might have to lay out a body. You know, you gotta make sure she stay fed. She's good. You know? And she definitely had to do her part. And then if she don't do her part, you can't be one of these dudes up here and say, oh, she's supposed to. No, she don't have to do shit. And if she don't do what she's supposed to do, shoot, hey, you kick her to the curb. You kick her to the curb. Or you just let her know you don't have to deal with it. Because indeed, you got some guys out here, shoot, they can't even afford their own place or something. See, that's another thing. Now, it's one thing to talk about, like, these homosexuals or the women paying for shit if you just want sex, but if you're talking about your entire life, because I've even said it. Yeah, I've said, yeah, the homosexuals getting sex and everything, but I say I ain't really down for that. I've said that several times. Man need to be in a position where he don't have to, like, come under her thumb. Because, one, she ain't going to respect it, and really, you ain't going to respect yourself. But if you got some stuff, at the very least, you gonna get some attention. Now, I know some men, they say, well, I got money, I got the house, I got all of that. Okay. How are you when you interact with the woman directly? You still gotta interact. You know, all that shit's good, and trust me, women paying attention, but they still gotta find you attractive. And you got control over that too. Body game. Shit, washing your fucking face, letting the barber bless you. Fixing your teeth. You got control over that too. You got control over your presentation. Because understand something. And some people who really pay attention to me know me. I've always been about control. But not other people. I control my space. I control me. You know? I don't need to control other people. I control my reaction. But also too, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna try to control you, but you know, I will let you know if you're in my presence, this is how you want to deal with me. You know? That's why, and it's been a couple times I say I don't have a problem throwing hands. Of course, some people got well, everybody got guns. Okay. Alright. You still gotta be able to, hey, what if you don't have that gun on you at the moment? What if you at some weird place? You know? What if you can't reach it? What you gonna do if somebody come in your house and your gun ain't right there? They bust in. You might have to, hey, you never know. Plus, any true warrior don't need a gun. I'm gonna say it like that. A true warrior don't need a gun. Because anybody shoot. A female can pull a trigger. But a man need to be able to do it himself. But that's what they want. That man needs to be dominant. He gotta be that type of gonna be dominant. He ain't gonna follow. And see, that's another issue too, because there's some stuff I want to say, but I know some people involved with this particular thing a little too close for comfort. So I ain't gonna say anything. I'll just say this. It's too often, too many men, they follow behind the women. And, you know, the women might act like, yeah, I'm the boss bitch and all of that. But deep down, they don't respect that shit. Because they don't feel safe. They don't feel comfortable. The man is the physically bigger to protect. Supposed to lead. She want to be able to chill out. And if she don't feel like she can chill out in your presence, there's going to be issues. There's going to be issues. And see, one of the things, and I had mentioned earlier about, everybody, too many channels, too many people, comments. You got content creators, commenters, who are complaining about women this and women that. Okay. I gave you out a solution. I gave you out a solution 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. Because I can always see what's coming. And shit. I can always see what's coming. And the solution is if you get more and more men who stand up. The more men that you get to stand up, to truly stand up, that's when you're going to start seeing the difference. Because the women going to have no choice. They're going to have to make a choice at that moment. You bring them to a crossroads. You let them know, no, I'm not walking behind you. No, I ain't putting up with that crap. Nah, yeah, you got fat ass, but who cares? I'm not dealing with your personality. And yeah, they can try to shame you and shit, but here's the thing too. If you know who you are as a man, nobody can shame you. What they gonna shame you for? What they gonna shame you for? You know? Because as a man, you gonna say, this is what I do, and I don't give a fuck. What the fuck you gonna do about it? Yeah, I said this. What the fuck you gonna do about it? I'm good with this. You take that out of the way. Shit, you say that, you let them know, because you sovereign in your own world. Say, this is my world, that's how I'm gonna run it. As long as I don't try to interfere with your world, we good. And if you come in my world trying to start some shit or trying to tell me some shit, fuck it. That's why I'm like real funny. Like, a lot of people notice they'll try to tell me to do something, and he knows their comments get deleted, even blocked. I got zero tolerance for it. That's why I said I don't take requests. You know? Or I don't take requests publicly. I'll take it on my Patreon. But only because I allow it to happen. Told you, that's what it means to be sovereign. And if somebody don't like it, bye. That's how I feel about it. I'm not obligated. And see, more men need to feel that way, especially in their dealings with women. Now, to be clear, you can't force a woman to like you. But you can be yourself and say, you can be who you are and say, this is what I present. And if she don't like it, she don't like it. Respect her shit. Seriously, respect her shit. Say, okay, you don't have to like it. Go ahead, do you. But that's how you gotta be. More men need to stand up. And, that's always my mission. And you know what, too? That mission is working. Because every now and then, right? Because, I get lumped in with dating coaches, and you get somebody to say, yeah, this stuff ain't working. Well, apparently mine is. I get messages, donations, like every day. Every day, somebody saying, hey, your stuff has helped me. And it don't be just on just getting women either. It'd be like, hey, Uncle Rom, I'm going back to school. Uncle Rom, I'm starting this business. Uncle Rom, you really helped me get to this point. Uncle Rom, you like the father I didn't have. See, that's why I'm always ruthless about my shit. Because I'm actually helping people. That's my mission from God. And for those who seen my couch videos, y'all see the Giyanyami on the wall back there. It's like, I fear none but God. So, God only. So, nobody can say shit about that. But what needs to happen is, instead of complaining, yeah, you can point out the problems, but instead of complaining, if a man stands up, be who he going to be, the women will change up. Because I've heard stories over the years. You get some situations where the women, they cursing out the guy, talking down to him, and then when he snap, they change the fuck up. When a man snap and say, fuck that shit, they lose their mind. I mean, I remember one woman I dealt with. I always remember her. She was doing some shit and I snapped on her. I couldn't get rid of her for 4 years. And she still keep up with me to this day. If I wanted to be trifling shit, I'd be like, fuck your husband, come down and suck my dick. know people don't want to hear that, but I'm going to be gully with it. Because you got to stand up as a man. If you are a man and you dominant, you ain't going to have problems. And a lot of men need to develop that. You know? A lot of men need to develop that energy. Because it's up to men to keep order anyway. Men create order. It's not a woman's nature to create order. It's not their nature. Their nature is to nurture. Their nature is to enhance what a man builds. But it's not to create order. We create the order. Men create the order by brute force if necessary. And we need more men to do that. You get a critical mass of men to do that, guarantee you don't have to have this shit about modern women. Or like some of these women conning the dudes acting like they're against modern women when they really are. Modern women. You got a problem with it. More men stand up. They'll change up. Shoot, the women want to change up. Like I said, man, I lost count of how many women, they want that strong independent thing. They's like, damn, I wish I could just stay home and chill. And I've met some who have. Shit. I even know this woman who was a lesbian until she ran into this one man. That dude got her staying home. She chilling, doing her thing. She happy housewife now because that dude wasn't playing. Shit. So, that's what needs to happen, though, all right? So, anyway. Y'all have a good day. And for the men standing up, let's keep rising. Let's keep rising. For the rest, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, I say this. You got to decide how you want to live the rest of your life. Do you want to live by someone else's will, where they allow you to live, or by your will, where you live according to how you want? Think about it. Your choice. That's your choice. I'm out.